Epic's environment. In this session, we will understand the environment for our Salesforce Epics development. It's assumed that you already have a Salesforce edition set up for doing Epics development. If not yet, please go to the session where you could set up your own Salesforce Developer Edition environment. You can develop the Epics code in either a sandbox or developer edition of Salesforce. A sandbox organization is a copy of your organization in which you can write code and test it without taking the risk of data modification or disturbing the normal functionality. As per the standard industrial practice, you have to develop the code in a sandbox and then deploy to the production environment. For this session, we will be using the developer edition of Salesforce. In the developer edition, you will not have the option of creating a sandbox organization. The sandbox feature is available in other editions of Salesforce. Now we're going to look at the Epics code development tools. In all the editions, we can use any of the following three tools to develop code. Number one, Force.com Developer Console. Number two, Force.com Integrated Development Environment, IDE. And then number three, Code Editor in the Salesforce User Interface. Reminder again, we'll be utilizing the Developer Console throughout our tutorial for code execution, and it is simple and user-friendly for learning. Now let's go ahead and explore the Force.com Developer Console. The Developer Console is an integrated development environment with a collection of tools that we can use to create, debug, and test applications in our Salesforce organization. So let's follow these steps to open the Developer Console. Step 1, go to Name, Developer Console. Step 2, click on Developer Console and a window will appear as in the following screenshot. Following are a few operations that can be performed using the Developer Console. Number 1, writing and compiling code. We can write the code using the source code editor. When you save a trigger or a class, the code is automatically compiled and compilation errors will be reported. Number 2, debugging. You can view debug logs and set checkpoints that aid in debugging. Number 3, testing. You can execute tests of specific test classes or all classes in your organization, and you can view test results. Also, you can inspect code coverage. Number 4, checking performance. You can inspect debug logs to locate performance bottlenecks. Number 5, SQL queries. You can create data in your organization and view the results using the query editor. And number 6, color coding and autocomplete. The source code editor uses a color scheme for easier readability of code elements and provides autocomplete How do we go about executing our code in the Developer Console? Firstly, all the code snippets that are mentioned in this training sessions need to be executed in the Developer Console. So we would need to follow these steps to execute steps in the Developer Console. Step 1, log into the salesforce.com using login.salesforce.com, and then you can copy the code snippet mentioned in that section. And for now, we will use the following code that we have on the screen. Step 2, to open the Developer Console, click on Name, Developer Console, and then click on Execute Anonymous as shown below. Following that, in step 3, a window will appear and we can paste the code there or type. Step 4, when we click on execute, the debug logs will open. Once the log appears in the window as shown in the image, then we click on the log record. Then type user in the window as shown, and the output statement will appear in the debug log. This user statement is used for filtering the output. So basically you will be following all the above mentioned steps to execute any code snippet in this tutorial.